Welcome to another episode of Daily Musings from Sacred Ground. I enjoy words. I like reading old books and hearing different styles of language. I'm a writer, a storyteller, a parson, and so I get to parse my words. I get to choose words and play with words in different ways. And at the same time, I see the limitations of words. So there's kind of that tension or juxtaposition. But occasionally, a phrase will just pop into my head. Sometimes I'm borrowing it from somebody else, and sometimes it's just kind of creatively, coming through the muse. But one phrase that came to me years ago was, each of us, the thin waist of the hourglass, through which the past and the future are passing. And this morning, as I was having my coffee, that phrase just kept reverberating or running through my head like a mantra. Each of us, the thin waist of an hourglass, through which the past and future are passing. Part of that may be because this last week we had a family friend, one of my mom's old church friends. She passed away. We just received news that one of my dear buddies, his mom, has just passed. And also, maybe because we just stopped for a visit to Earlham College, where our youngest daughter is attending, just over the border in Indiana. We did our masks and our social distancing, but we were able to see her. And last week, I was outside working in the yard, and some guy was walking by, an older man. He had a mask on too. And we get a fair amount of foot traffic here. We live in the University District in Columbus, the Ohio State University. And it was clear he was kind of pausing and coming a little closer to the fence, that he wanted to talk or interact. So I engaged with him, and he stepped a little closer toward the fence, and he said, "Oh, I noticed your Earlham sign up in the window." And our daughter, she had put up a sign in her bedroom window facing the street about, "I belong to Earlham," something like this. And so he said, "Oh, do you have somebody in the house who's going there?" And we started to talk, and yes, we do. And just his interest in everything was kind of giving me some pretty strong clues. And so I finally said to him, I said, "Oh, did you attend Earlham College?" And he said, "Yes, I did. Class of 1971. He said, "And my wife is also a graduate of Earlham." And so I told him, we talked a little bit more, and I was telling him about our daughter. And I said, if you're walking by in the summer and you see her outside, I'm sure she'd love to chat with you, etc. But I later found myself thinking about that. 50 years, right? Because it's 2021. He graduated in 1971. Now, our daughter's a first-year student, so if all goes as planned, she'll graduate in 2024. So I thought the equivalent story, if you will, to this would be 50 years from then, my daughter walking around in 2074, seeing an Earlham sign in someone's window and going up and engaging the people from that household. And then it passed through my mind. I was born in 1962, and I hope to live a good long life, but probably not going to be here in this form in 2074, right? 112. So that ran through my head, like, oh, maybe our daughter Edie will have some kind of experience like this, but I'm probably not in this form going to be here. And then that led me to thinking about my grandparents and my two grandmas, who I knew well. They were born in 1882 and 1892. And so both of them would have memories of the 1890s. The younger grandma from 1892, she might just have a few memories from her childhood, but certainly my grandma, who was born in 1882, well, gosh, that's almost age 8 to 18, something like that. So those would have been key formative years for her and full of memories. So she would, this beautiful old lady, or these old ladies who helped take care of me and babysat me, they would have all these memories from the 90s, the 1890s. And of course, I have lots of memories from the 1990s. And then I thought, well, our daughter, who is currently in college, there's a very good chance that she's going to have memories, experiences in the 2090s. And that may be true of all four of our children. Now, the oldest one, she'll have to make it over that, living past 100, but who knows the lifespan at that point. She could be make it into the 2090s, and certainly the younger three may. And then our grandchildren. So our eldest daughter's three children, well, gee, they're, good Lord willing, they'll be around in the 2090s. And I thought, wow, this connection that I have from people who could remember the 1890s to those who most likely will have memories, experiences in the 2090s. Each of us, the thin waist of the hourglass, through which the past and the future are passing. I'm Michael Malley, and you've been listening to Daily Musings from Sacred Ground.